Before we start, I mean, how's everybody's days going? We got 50 people in here, so you all have a good day. Very productive day. Probably not, but whatever. That's crazy. We got another 27 people watching, or either in or watching that raid right now. So, oh, ridiculous. I'm very tired with a lot. Very tired. Tried to have a productive day, go to the gym, stuff like that, and then I got home and I just crashed. So, I've only been up for a couple hours. Yeah, Ballard just sent it over to me.
Say again?
Just send the stream link over to me.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Thank you.
XP check DMs when you get a chance.
Okay. Oh, bro, that whole thing, Astral, it ain't even worth acknowledging. Holy shit. That guy just talks and talks and talks. Sorry it's taking so long. Just wanted to get everything set up. Ooh. Man, I gotta wake up. So it looks like we got about close to 60 people in the actual military Discord, and then another 80 or so watching the Twitch stream. So that's pretty cool. More people that can listen into this Q&A. It's 8:35, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Um, like I said before, for those of you that are actually in the military Discord that are listening, um, feel free to ask questions, and the high command will be able to kind of um, look through and answer it to the best of our ability. So, wow, okay, that number just jumped up. There's 100 people watching the, the Twitch stream, so close to 200 people listening in. That's pretty cool. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and start off. Fino asked me how my day was. It's been great, man. Absolutely great. I got outside of Roblox, it's been a pretty I don't know, slow day for sure. But uh, got online to see that Seoul declared an intimidation victory against us. The Emperor and I had a pretty good laugh about that. But uh, it's been an all right day, all in all. Nothing, nothing that we're not used to. Um, but yeah, are we going to retaliate in any form to Seoul's most recent announcement for or perhaps a mass deployment to their updated version of Ordana once it's released this month? Um, so a little bit of a difficult question to answer because I know a lot of people don't even want to interact with Soul after this. They've just been scummy the whole time. Uh, Shut down our private servers mid DT because they were afraid that we were going to get better practice on the base. Um, all types of stuff, dude. It's a difficult topic because I know people want the activity of fighting against them, but at the same time, uh, doesn't really do us good to interact with somebody, or rather a group of people that all they want to do is antagonize and shit on back. So
There's no point giving exposure to anyone who has no credibility.
yeah, I don't know. The problem with Soul is just the idolization of people that should be considered prophets in their eyes. I don't know. Whites has a total god complex, and allowing for that to be promoted by us interacting. Like I said in the announcement, dude, all that Soul gained out of it was a leeching of activity. It's all it was, and they knew it too. They knew that the moment that we declared war on them, that it'd be a great activity point. But turns out, I mean, now we have more people watching this Q&A. Actually, we have triple the amount of people watching this Q&A as they did their last ceremony. So a little sad, but whatever. Um, as far as retaliation in game, I don't know. We may raid them, but like I said, dudes are scummy. They have no foundation whatsoever. They ban people just depending on what whites thinks is just and moral. So, and that scale in itself is terrifying. So, just keep that in mind. Will we continue to keep them banned from private servers? No, they've been unbanned. They've been unbanned from private servers. So they're free to play on our bases. We're free to play on theirs. I assume that we'll probably benefit more out of that. I mean, the amount of their players that buy our private servers is just ridiculous. Bunch of VAC fanboys. Current state of the new base and fair zone that we're playing for this year. So I wish Noah was here to kind of talk about it a little bit more, but it's been pretty consistent on our deliverables for the high command that we want to make sure that everybody who is able to work on something is. So in regards to the fair zone, the hardpoint fair zone, in blunt truth, we went ahead and scrapped the old version of it. We're not using that version, and we're working on a new one right now. But we're wanting to make sure that the concept is actually something good, something useful, something that we aren't going to pour our time and money into just for it to give minimal return in terms of the community enjoying it. So we want to make sure that whatever we put out next is going to be at the same caliber of everything else that we have put out that has stuck. So think, Doc's Fair Zone, think Maris, think Azukin, think SMO. We want consistency. And our bases that have flopped in that time frame before, not really something that we want to replicate. Will Ordunga ever get defenses? No, it will not. It will not get its own rateable place. As funny as that would be, I think Soul would just continue to mold. And then on top of that, we only made that to help practice while they had us banned. So, not going to profit off of, something like that. It's really not worth it. If we have private servers, we can just scrim on Ordana, unless White's considers to ban us again out of random for strategical value. But yeah, no plan for defenses. I think the Soul community server shout for our podcast. That's gross. Okay.
Does it even count as a dude?
I guess it's just a Q&A session. Like it's not even
Yeah,
that interactive, but
free exposure, I guess.
yeah, I guess. What's up, dudes? Are there any plans besides the Fair Zone that's currently in development, also standard base with, as well as possibly with classes? Yeah. So we have the Fair Zone that we want to work on, and then also a base that is in full, probably not like a phase base, but something that is strong. Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry. A new addition to Virac in my DMs. Yeah. I'm excited. But yeah, we do have another base in mind. We're just gonna follow up on that a little bit more later. With external war not happening this summer, will we be looking towards a winter war? See, this is what really disappoints me. I can't say for certain. I wanted the war with Seoul to be a good foundation of warring going forward. And right as the Emperor started talking about, how we could meet at an impasse when it came to elitism and stuff like that, Seoul didn't want really any part of it. I think they were just kind of egging as we go on. It's really annoying, but I don't know if we're gonna have a war in the winter. I would like to. I would really like to, but it's not even. The prospects are so limited. I mean, the sad reality is the internal activity of VAC is enough to be sustainable, but it's not acceptable. We shouldn't be looking inwards for our activity. We shouldn't be looking inwards consistently to fulfill the need for a war. The fact that Red Tovia versus Blue Tovia exists is a testament to how unfulfilling the clan world is right now. The fact that we have to look inwards and say, you know what? Divide VAC up in half, let's fight. That is crazy.
There was an inherent difference in internal events compared to external events.
Yeah.
And trust me, external events feel a lot more satisfying, especially when it's done with people who aren't even in VAC and you get to prove a point to them.
Yeah. I don't know. We're not ever gonna have a satisfying war, I think, at this point. It's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. And it's the sad state of clanning. There's going to be clans that pop up that we think are going to be um, willing and sustainable and are able to actually, contribute to the clan world in a positive way. And instead, we are met with disappointment of people just, it's awful. It's genuinely awful. Hopefully, with our efforts to try and bring in new clanners, slowly introduce them with like even like the Virak gun system, just slowly introducing people into our genre that hopefully we can find something that can be, um, birth new clans or, make people, because what's interesting too, and something that I've heard people knock on is like Virak only is good for like the gang warfare or whatever, but it's like, I don't think people understand we are literally simulating mini clans within the city. And those mini clans are more active than current clans that are functioning within, the clan world. That's sad. That is sad.
Within the
It's
first
amazing, but
within the first 24 hours of Violet coming out, we already had 4 factions being made.
the fact that those factions can exist and not only have a rank structure but be active is unheard of. And the fact that people bash on that because they're like, oh, well, Virak's only good for gang warfare, or, that's the only entertaining part of it. It's like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, one, the public release of it is entirely different than the beta. So we're going to find a lot of new stuff that we have to work on. And thankfully, our development team now is very promising. So not only do we have to look inwards and see, okay, what systems do we need to make better in the city, but now it's also like we know that we got the gang part of it right. We know we got the criminal part of it right. We just need to refine it a little bit better. So that's why we're going to look towards, turfs, making it an entertaining bit. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. I don't think that we can actually look for a war in the winter. I'm going to continue looking. I'm going to start scouting probably in October, maybe September. Start scouting for a decent, war target. But um, it's tough. It's tough. Skill says, "Do I have a future in Vactovia?" Yeah, man. Everybody does if you put in the work. Thumbs up. How do you feel about the current success of the city? We can do better. We can do a lot better. And it's exciting for sure. There is so much potential that the city has and so much that can be easily improved on that, it's exciting to be in a position to where we can have a platform now that allows for new people to come in and have our own little simulated role play in things. And it's very reinvigorating. I think that's the one thing that I've been really happy with the city is, a consistent player base that's coming through. And the ultimate thing that we're working on right now is retention. Because we have so many people that play that game, but maybe they don't stick around for long enough. And maybe they don't get, involved with, how much we'd like. So retention is our biggest bit right now next to, the bugs, which bugs are their own little beast. But yeah. Let's see. With the city release, what's your favorite item of food currently on the McDonald's menu? What was that? What's the one that has like the full plates, like the Emperor's Banquet or something?
God.
Go big or go home. But yeah. Let's see. Is there new uniforms being made? No, I cannot comment on anything related to that. The prospect is there, but we're not too sure yet. Do we see any more new departments coming soon or in the planning that can be revealed? Mally?
Departments, do you mean in relation to the city or the VIA? Both. we'll do this in two parts. For the city, it will ultimately depend on both development and community policing, if that's a word. Because right now, with how the Senate is progressing, it is at a very foundational level to where if we make anything new at this point, we don't want to have to worry about those things fucking up later on. And so because of that, we're trying to be very careful of what we put in. So right now, we have the Gladiators Guild, Teachers Association, the Actors Union, and the Librarian Society. Two of those are currently active. I plan on releasing the Librarian Society somewhat soon. I haven't been able to work on it lately because of RVB stuff, but that is going to be coming out. And then for the Actors Union, that's going to be more on the CD side since it's more of a entertainment slash streaming sort of thing. But that's going to be developed on in the future. As for the VIA, I feel very comfortable with how things are right now. We recently implemented the VCL as a VIA component. Systems administration is also a thing right now. The PD merged with the MD. That solved a little bit of a internal crisis regarding jobs and efficiency as a branch. Then we have the other three departments, which we can't really merge the BD and JD for obvious reasons. But outside of that, like I said, I feel very comfortable with how things are. I don't really see the need to make anything new right now. Should the prospect come up, if anything can be made, I might try and pursue that if that's possible. Because I do want to see a lot more vax entering the realm of administration. Thankfully, we were able to graduate a large class this time around, and I'm looking to get a lot more people in as time goes on and more people retire and move on in life. We'll need to find replacements for those people. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Go back to the. Let's see. Scroll up. What do you think the war score with Seoul would have been? I don't know. Hard to say. According to them, it's 25-4. But yeah, I don't know. I think that we would have done what we always do, and in a lot more organized fashion this time around. I don't think or any clan for that matter that has had the ability to go to war with VAC has actually seen the full capacity of what we can offer, especially against a hard target. So I think we would have done really well. It's unfortunate that White's backed out like that, but oh well. Let's see. How will the city possibly tie into VAC progression in the near future? So there's plans to have a lot more of a hands-on approach for VAC in the city. Now, it gets a little dicey whenever you're talking about how we can properly integrate that without making it feel too ingrained in the city. Because after all, the military does mostly separate operations. So I think the biggest thing that I think will happen is level 1 will be more integrated with the city, but that's really it. I think that's the most. Not too sure what else could actually be expanded on easily, but let's see. Will there be a chance of including AEST time zones into RVB? Mallard?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. We already sort of have AST inclusion in events, but the reality is AEST is like sort of a very niche time zone because a lot of the people in VAC are dominantly EST, CST. I'd say the second largest time zone would be GMT, but we've tried to modify RVB in a way that includes all possible time zones and people or types of people. So unfortunately, there will be areas that we have to sacrifice in favor of appealing, or rather including, the larger population of people. But it is not. We do not do that with the intention of excluding a certain group of people. We just do it because we simply see a greater benefit of choosing those times rather than having to adhere to a time that disfavors most people. If that answers your question.
You scroll up a little bit. Just reading through some of the questions for the future. For the 4th, will there be any events? Probably not. I wouldn't think so. We have the big old event happening tomorrow for the Emperor's birthday, but that's really all that we have in mind for the next couple days. Demas is returning to VAC. Interesting. Soul sympathizer moment, but whatever.
It's gonna be interesting when that happens.
Yeah, whatever. Are there opportunities with VAC to check in with high rank members to act as mentors to know if we're on the right track? Yeah, you can literally ask any single VAC trainer. They can't give you the specific details on how your progress is going, but they can help guide you. So literally any single VAC trainer.
Not only that, but if you have reached level 2, there's also going to be the level 2 mentorship program that you can always go into.
Let's see. Why are both Rex 90 and Kevin a gold band? I don't know off the top of my head. Probably cheating, something like that.
Kevinator was
Usually
definitely
what gold
cheating.
band's
I
for.
remember that explicitly.
What keyboard do you use? It's a high ground 60% keyboard. Do you like pineapples on pizza? Not my first choice for sure.
If you like pineapples on pizza, you're not a human being.
That's really demeaning.
Don't care.
All I was saying was it's not the worst thing in the world.
DNC.
God. Will there ever be a chance of Laney getting unblacklisted? Probably not. Like, almost entirely certain. So.
They will make various claims in favor of themselves, but the fact of the matter is, it is most definitely not happening.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Kind of gross. I don't really have any intention of entertaining Valenia. They say that they change all the time, but they don't. So, is there plans for Maris to be replaced, or is it going to continue being our primary fortitude? The eventual goal with making new bases is that they replace the old. So, depending on the success of like the next base, then yeah, that could replace Marisk. Do we allow retired Vactovians to convene with our enemies who speak down on our name? Interesting. The act of doing it itself is not that big of a deal. The act of slander is a different matter, and that's something that I've already been informed about and looked into. So, to answer, as a retired Vactovian, you're allowed to talk to people, but I don't think retired Vactovians, especially ones that have troubled pasts, have any place running their mouth.
Let's just say this. We have some names on a list.
Anyways, whether it be a VAC hardpoint base. Yep, that's what we're working on. Thoughts on White's imaginary war score number being higher than the amount of people really rallied for their ceremony? or even the individual sides of RBB have been out rallying his ceremony as well. Vactovian dominance knows no bounds. The war score that he brought up, he's including defense wins because he thinks that he is taunting us or being funny about it. He even said that him saying all that was just a joke, and that he considered the war, at least at the end, to just be a joke to be funny. So don't take him seriously. I promise you. Whatever he's saying right now is literally just to spew shit. Sorry, but anything for his last few minutes of fame before his clan collapses. Is there going to be any internal events such as VSU? Are we planning to have a war over the summer? Don't know. Malern.
That will depend on a few things, and I can't really go into that right now.
With the war not going to be happening anymore, will there be possible opportunities to gain that ace pauldron in the near future? Examples being RVB or an operation. So operations are going to be restarting in the fall. We didn't do one over the summer because we just have a whole bunch of stuff going on. But yeah, there's going to be operations that restart in the fall, which would be around August. So. Although not holding any genuine meeting, what made up the 24-5 that Souls claim? The points are, he counted up all of the times that they won at Ordana, I think. We only counted the amount of times that, to be fair, based on those numbers right there, we rated Soul, or not including the ones that we won too, we rated Soul probably 30 times easily, and they only rated us what, like twice, if that, Mallard? Maybe
10 times at least.
They rated us 10 times.
10 times at least, yeah, in total.
I don't remember them rating all that much at all.
Well, they first, if we're accounting for the invasion that they failed.
Oh, word. Soul invasion. Speaking of soul invasions, anybody see that that invasion of theirs after their victory ceremony where they raided all of the, what was it, Fort Snow and Celeste, and they lost both?
God, that was I cringed.
Guys are jokes. Oh man, when is the fair zone coming out? Can't give a date, but we're aiming for like beginning of fall. So Mayor's Creek Mastery question mark? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Is there anything special planned? Okay, 2 questions. Is there anything special planned for summer break? Kind of depends. We've done a lot already this summer, but, and 2, are the Obsidian Order really in my walls as well? Absolutely. You need to tear down your walls and you'll find them. Opinions on adding on the roadmap an easy level base similar to Bear's District base to draw in the clans that have mostly normals. Okay, hold on 1 second. I gotta let my cat out of my room. He is like destroying shit. So give me 1 second.
Not uncommon. In the meantime, let's see if there's a question that I can answer.
Okay, hello, I'm back.
Oh, never mind.
What?
Nah, go ahead.
What were we talking about?
Nothing.
Okay. Opinion on possibly adding on the roadmap an easy level base similar to Bear's District base to draw in clans that have mostly normals to have a chance to raid us. Not a bad idea. It's hard to have, like, we want a raider sided base. For sure. For sure. Because with the way that VAC is, having a defender sided base on top of it being VAC, no clan's winning. So, whatever. Do you plan on making a payload map in the future? Potentially. Let's see. Are there going to be any rewards after the conclusion of RBB? Maybe team-oriented or individual accolades?
Yes, so right now the plan is to roll out the second RBB ribbon, either redo the existing one or create a new one as a whole. Beyond that, there will be leadership-based awards, but those are going to be kind of unspoken and more internalized than publicized. Yeah, we'll think of some of the things down the line, but for now, ribbons, promotions probably, decrease requirements, the usual.
Thoughts on Soul failing to rally more than 30 people, less than an L1 training. I'm not gonna peddle that because I don't know if that's true. If that is true, very in character. Very in character. And then the follow-up. Thoughts on Soul claiming an intimidation victory in their ceremony, then proceeding to get spawn trapped at Fort Snow and Celeste.
Wait, what?
Listen, can't confirm if that's true. If it is true, very in character. Very in character. So with the multitude of newer individuals joining us and so many of them being unfamiliar or not to the same level of the seasoned clan veterans, I was wondering, will there be a shift in terms of standard baseline level in terms of combat or no? So we want the combat level to stay roughly the same. Whether or not that's the reality of how it's going to go, you really can't tell. We're still at a really early stage with the city, so we don't know how much the demographic is going to shift towards newer players. And in the event that there are a whole bunch of new players, and all of them are, obviously not up to the same combat level standards like people have been clanning for years, then maybe the standard will drop just a smidge. But at the end of the day, the military is something that needs to retain. And if it can't retain its strength, then there's really VAC is supposed to be the foot soldiers in its sense. So I'm not too worried about people. Maybe the time length of people being in VAC will elongate if they're not as involved with clanning. But other than that, no. I don't think that the standard's going to lower too much. Going to skip over Acela since Malorn already kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
Will you be focusing on relations with other clans to search for an alternative war? Yeah, we're going to try. Really going to try. But the number of clans is dwindling. So, after reading through the chat logs, I found the Emperor's idea of a patrolable battlefield very interesting. Thoughts on the idea? Is there any clan you're willing to bring that idea up to? So, that concept is going to be expanded on, and I don't think it would do it justice to do it just with one clan. So that gives you a little bit of inclination of where we want to head with that. We want it to be with a larger entity in full. Will everyone, including L1s, be able to participate in the war? I mean, yeah, always. Always. Evil Swag. Am I him? What do y'all think? I'm gonna give it a... There's that. And then there's that. You guys decide. Is he him? We're neck and neck right now.
Oh damn.
Oh, now it's climbing.
Huh.
The people have spoken. Sorry. Maybe next time. Will the roleplay groups such as No Rush Rats, Mesa, Metric, Assassin Guild, etc. get their own faction in-game?
So
An interesting idea, but...
So funny. Okay, so we are actually working on a concept to allow faction leaders to have their own separate channels so they can advertise and sort of officiate their factions. But obviously there's going to be criteria that they have to follow before that we can even, or they're allowed to do that, which is something that Flocon and I are actively working on, or have been actively working on for the past couple of days. So we'll provide more of a statement on that when that information is available.
Docs remastered. No, SCT might just push a visual update. That's what's there to remaster?
I can tell you there is a version that's remastered, but I don't know.
I've seen it. It's not that pretty, but how prepared do you feel the PG/RG are for the proposed assassination attempts that have been seen in the VCN? Very prepared, and it's not just the Palace and Royal Guard that are going to be dealing with that. y'all are gonna see some crazy stuff tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Malin, by the way, check your DMs.
Yes.
I'm so serious.
This is gonna be Boston all over again.
Well, wow, that's crazy. No, it's just for Vax in that case.
Oh, okay, thank God. I was about to say.
Yes. No, it's not. It's not Armageddon.
Okay, I was about to say. I was about to say.
Adding on to that question, how will the civilian slash Vaktwitch police be structured to deter assassination attempts tomorrow? I cannot disclose that. What the heck? We got dudes in here that are trying to literally kill the Emperor, and you want me to explain how the police are going to be structured
There was
for
a
tomorrow?
dude that put a 100 USD bounty on the Emperor's head, and you're asking how we're gonna be structuring a police?
there are dudes actually putting down USD to see Vactus die.
Y'all are some interesting people.
I know some of them are watching that Twitch stream too.
They
That's
are.
crazy.
I opened the player list. No, I opened the viewer list, and literally 2 people are among them.
Let's see. How do you feel about the alley rats out rallying Soul? Who would win, rats or Soul? I was saying this unironically to the Emperor and like half the high command the other day. It is sad that in terms of our mentality right now of, what is a threat? The Novarsk rats are more of a threat than Sol Imperialis. And it's the truth.
You think
Novarsk rats are flat out terrorists,
You
and
think
Sol
he's joking?
Imperialis are.
he is not
Dude,
joking?
it's crazy.
He is not
It
joking,
is
by the way.
crazy.
That is an actual. That is true.
How do I feel about them out rallying Sol? Completely likely. Who would win, rats or Sol? Interesting question. Depends on who's cheating more of the city. Any clan with the ability to rival Vactovia often finds themselves at the mercy of its leader's hubris. Do you believe it's possible to create a sustainable clan world that would be able to enter a war and survive, even thrive, prior to, during, and after a conflict with Vactovia? Entirely possible, but I've said this before. If you are going to rival Vac, do not make it your mission to beat or dethrone Vac. You can coexist with us. You will be great friends with Vac. But if you try to dethrone, you are going to be lost. You will literally lose your clan in terms of your morals, in terms of, your activity. It is a losing fight. You can fight against us. It's not a problem. But the moment that you start to make it your objective to beat Vac, that's where you lose. Do not make it your goal. Do not make it your mission. Every clan that has been surviving right now hasn't made their goal to fight Vac. Clans like ROA. ROA is a great example. ROA literally doesn't even touch Vac except for whenever we raid them. And they survive, they coexist, they do everything that they want to. Props to them, dude. That's how it should be. Clans should be able to interact, but not make it your mission to dethrone Vac or to, try and be on top of the clan world, dude. If you want to do that, you go up your own way. You make it your own way. People have always talked about how I'm, defensive of Vac and how I want to see other clans die. I cannot support leaders who make it their mission to dethrone a legacy because their entitlement and their ego is so high that they think that they are the pinnacle of the clan world. You can fit that into whichever person you want, every leader that you want. Anybody who has an ego in that way to where they think that they can dethrone Vac, I don't have respect for them. I respect the ambition. I think it's a really high toll to ask. But on a personal level, talking to, a lot of these clan leaders, especially in times past that have wanted to essentially kill Vac, you get nothing from me. You get no peace, no appeasement, nothing. You get nothing from me. And everybody who's on the Soul side, at least, that was, talking shit about that, about how I wanted to see Soul die. If they fall, they fall. I'm rooting for them to fall, honestly. I want to see Soul as a faction exist, but under whites, it cannot exist. That is the way that I view it. That is how I will always view it. Whether or not they want to consistently throw monkey shit at Vac and talk all this trash and try and basically defame people because they're upset, those people get none of my respect. Zero. They're entitled. They think that they have some sort of future within this clan world, and they do, because honestly, half the clan world's a cesspool. To where they think that they can just consistently talk about stuff and get away with it. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. People that think that they have a platform just because they have a platform that they can use it to defame people and throw allegations around and try and make them, ruin reputations because they've been benefited that platform, that they've been gifted that platform, and they use it to try and ruin somebody's reputation on something that they've worked hard for. Get a grip. They are None of them deserve any sort of acknowledgement. It's disgusting. Anyways, moving on from that, it's definitely going to pop up again. The topic of soul is going to be something that I talk about a little bit more. But do you have any advice for being successful in the VAC process and beyond? Consistency. If you are consistent within VAC, consistently showing up to events, consistently trying to improve, you will graduate. VAC is a direct correlation not only to your own personal abilities, but as a personality trait, it's a testament to your dedication to something. It's not difficult. VAC in itself is not a difficult program. What it's designed to do is show people that with enough hard work, with enough determination, and if you fit the mold, you can be a Vactovian. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing is stopping them. So if you want to succeed in VAC, you want to progress, I'm telling all of you, it is consistency. It is constant consistency. The moment that you start to slack off, the moment that if you don't put in an inactivity notice and suddenly you get demoted, you had it coming, dude. You have tools in front of you. You have people. Everybody here wants to see you succeed. Every single one of you. Every person that was suspended or blacklisted that joins this group, I don't pray for your downfall. I pray that you're going to have a great time. And I pray that you're going to enjoy the community. And because of that, you're going to absolve into the community, that you're going to be absorbed into it. On a personal level, yeah, there's some people that I just don't like. And, it's the same people that have trashed on my name, the same people that have done some really horrendous things, honestly, towards me. But I don't think anybody here holds personal grudge, especially within the Legate Council and High Command. Everybody wants to see you succeed. Everybody. So if you really want to be successful, be consistent, be headstrong in your approach, be unapologetic about honestly who you are. We need variation within this community of people that can not only speak their mind, but, do it in a Vactovian way. The era that Vac is in now is something that can never be replicated. Take advantage of the systems that you have here, and you will succeed. It's as simple as that. Malin, if you have anything to add on to that, I know you're like half instigating, talking there for a second.
I don't think I said anything, but I will say this, that your division in VSC will also depend on your willingness to engage and openness to the content that VSC has to offer. Because as you go through VAC and through each level, you will notice a particular trend. Going to the trainings is important for one reason. We want to see you progress. We want you to go to these trainings because we think you have the ability to graduate and subsequently become a better contributor to this community. but that's not the only reason. VAC has maintained itself over the course of a decade simply because of community. Because of community, we have been able to strive, we've been able to establish ourselves as a legitimate and well-meaning clan. We were able to do a lot more and engage in the community with the rest of the gun clanning community in a way that no other clan can, simply because we have been known for a very long time and we have a community that we can rely on. In the same way, the community that we have appreciates VAC for what it can offer to them. And whether it be progressing in the military, going through the VIA, becoming a leader in the VLA, becoming an officer, or just simply staying in VAC because you like the community, you are here for a reason. You come to VAC because you enjoy it for whatever reason. Because of that, you have a calling. No matter what it is, no matter what sort of avenue that can go into, there will always be a place for you, specifically in VAC, because we offer these opportunities to you. Not because we want to see how badly you can do one area or how fast you can get out of VAC. We want to see you succeed, as XP has already said. There is no world in which someone in VAC staff, VIA, VOC, DivCom, none of us want to see you fail. We seek the absolute best in each of you, and that is why we push you to do these things. We push you to go to trainings because we want to see you succeed. We push you to go to raids because we want to see you be active and represent the community. We push you to go join things like in the VCM because we want to see you engage the community and see how well you can interact with them. We do these things for a reason. It is ultimately for your own growth as a member of this community, whether it be as a level 1, level 2, graduate, Vectovian, officer, legate, no matter who you are, what standing you have. At the end of the day, VAC is a community, and it should be treated that way.
Moving on. I gotta scroll back down, dude. Every time I change chats, it moves me back up again. Have you ever played Pokemon Go? Yes, when it first came out, and then never touched it again. But judging on your profile picture being Mewtwo in the Pokemon Go screen, I assume that you're an avid fan, Scarface. So, more power to you, man. Alfarius sees rework ? Not a bad idea. I'm open to it. Can you post a picture of your cat? Which one? I have 2. There's the little baby one, and then there's, I guess now Big Boy. He's giant.
Both.
You want both? Okay. Here's a picture that was taken today. Hold on. Gotta get on my phone real quick. Q&A. There you go. Hold on. It's loading. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh, it's still loading. Still loading. There you go. I don't want to hear a word from Fina or Che. I don't know why ROR is getting on my case in here. Be careful, that's going to get clipped. That's going to be the next soul document. I address people as ROR. Morons. Anyways, we'll scroll back up. Wow, there's a lot of questions. How do you feel about Outlaw Posse declaring a 12v12 football fusion war on us? Bro, please. I want to do that. That'd be so fun. That'd be so
Sophie,
fun.
You're a captain.
I'd be interested. Tell Septical to DM me. An anonymous center would like to know what your bench press PR is.
What?
See, I'm a gym newbie, so that ain't fair. Don't come at me like that. Don't come at me like that. My PR is like 210.
Who's this anonymous senator? Why is
Dude, they're just talking out of their ass.
man needs to step up?
Any plans on reverting Azukin to how it was a year ago? And so, probably not. A year ago, Azukin was unbalanced,
Definitely not.
and defenders are getting spawn trapped.
The chances of Azukin being voted are very, very low.
Is it possible to be demoted by request? For example, a Lance Corporal is asking to be demoted to private.
Why?
I guess
Where
not.
you reading these?
Dude, it's in Q&A.
Nah, I'm genuinely curious. Saitan, just DM me why.
See, I'm open to it. It'd be kind of funny. Has VAC been more lenient on recruitment? I've noticed a lot of accounts that look like alts. Yes, we've been more lenient. Obviously we're going through, more exceptional base standards, where yes, an account may look like an alt, but we do a mic check on it, or whatever it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we do to try and filter through. Obviously, people get through the cracks, and they get all, oh man, you get to sit in the Q&A channel, or oh my god, you get to watch a stream. But yeah, it's been a little bit more lenient. What are your thoughts on getting 2 or more clans to collaborate to possibly war us? We've tried that before. We still smacked them around. It's kind of and it wasn't really entertaining for people either because it was like against bots. Who wrote and arranged the various Vactovian songs that are seen on YouTube and heard in game? Vactus, the Emperor. Let's see. Any news or plans regarding Frontline Lord? So, it's hinted to at the city, and we're working on it still. So, very interesting stuff. We'll see how it goes. Thoughts on creating an anti-vac internal group such as TNI's Red Cell? I mean, we basically already have that group. If you just go to the vac group, and then you go to enemies, we can just use that, everyone. Because at this point, bro, I mean, like, it's not the same thing as like TNI with, I don't think it would be sustainable. Maybe long term. I'm down for it, but yeah, maybe long term. Thoughts on Revolution of Royals as a clan? Y'all ain't bad. I don't know. You're fine. Cool clan, I guess. I'm not really too involved with ROR, but I know we got a couple of ROR hard ranks and stuff like that. Y'all seem cool. As the clan world is on a decline, will Vector make any sort of efforts to revive the genre? Yep, trying. Trying very much with the city and other avenues. So, definitely trying. What else? If the current world dies, where will Vac go?
We go to Minecraft.
We'll actually be migrating over to. Give me 1 second. I was looking at a game on Steam. I need to find the game again.
Armor?
We'll be moving to Star Citizen. That's what it was.
It's not even a
Star
game
Citizen
on
isn't on
Steam.
Steam. Yeah. I know. No, we're going to Star Citizen.
Gotta get them to make the bad enough.
We'll be adding to like more than 50% of their player base already. So whatever. Star Citizen's like dead right now. Who do you think has been the closest to Vac's legacy and greatness? Closest, I think, is TGI. In terms of the same legacy as Vac,
No one really has the same legacy.
That's
'Cause
tough, dude.
when you think
Like,
about it, all the clans that existed back then are dead or dying.
see, I would agree that TGI has the best long-standing legacy, but I also can't really comment on it
Maybe Frost Clan?
because no, no.
I don't know.
I mean, like they existed, but
I don't know. It's kind of a rough question.
I think TGI is probably the best bet
Yeah.
at having a similar legacy. Obviously, like not even close, but probably TGI.
Not CSP.
Fino said
Not
CSP. Next. 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 It's fine, Fino.
Don't worry about it, my dude.
Okay. Let me scroll back up. It's a Clan World Dad's World of Echo. Yep, Star Citizen. How long did it take for you to graduate from VAC? 2 months. Took me 2 months, and then it took me 3 months to go from private to colonel. Did Evitron ever ask to rejoin Vectovia after leaving for Seoul? Thankfully not. His pride is there. It's fine. He gets to keep his dignity. I don't even think he can rejoin anyways, because he's suspended. But no, he never asked to rejoin. Is being a shock trooper useful to Vectovia? Yeah. We love our STs. Opinions on inducting a specific person into a specific division for some specific work recently. Next question. That was way too annoying to read.
What?
That was way
because
too
I
annoying to
deleted
read.
one of the other questions. Yeah.
Let's see, scrolling through. Everybody said both for my cats. Wow, 18 reactions for 2 cats sitting on a cat tree. Y'all are easy to please. 20, okay? Do you want to see a picture of my dog right now? Not really. You can post it in the VCN though. I like dogs. Why do I have so many DMs open? Help. Help.
Close DMs. Silly.
Yeah, but then people get mad that I don't respond to their DMs. As Supreme General, I'm told that if I don't respond to my DMs that I'm doing a bad job. Which I think is comical, but you can only do so much. And now, stop. I'm getting pings everywhere. Please, quit. Quit. Quit.
Everybody start
I'm getting anxiety. I can't respond to all of it.
You can't respond to all of it. Just say L plus ratio.
That's premature. Anyways,
secretary.
any chance that off-air sees P1 could be made into a fair zone? Good idea, Nick Montana. Good idea.
Definitely unheard of.
Carter, I do consider 210 to be pretty newbie, but whatever. I've been relatively fit for most of my life, excluding from when I was like 12. We don't talk about 12 years old. 12 and 11, that was disgusting, but most of my life I've been fairly fit, so building on that has been too hard. Do we have any news on when the Palace of the City might be opening to the public? I don't have an answer for you. I need to ask the Emperor, though.
Bompact answered that in chat.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's what I figured, too. That it's going to be like within the next week or so. But I don't like giving answers until I actually know, because then I just sound like a moron. If I randomly donate 2,000 USD to Stroud Arms, will I be ranked to level 2? Dog.
Please just attend your level 1 trainings.
Yeah, just go to level 1 trainings, man. Please.
Put that $2,000 to your college and tuition, dude.
Yeah, we really don't need you donating that much, man. We'll be fine. I appreciate the offer, but yeah, definitely put that towards like education. We'll be implementing the legionary procedure system for Zytons. Yeah. Yeah.
The Imperium system.
You know what? You know what? Nah, the gears are turning in my head.
We don't like that.
Or we're just be like Snowcore, where it's like where it says private plus or something like that.
Let's see. Scrolling through. Are you hopeful Virac will greatly aid in bringing new clans into the clan world? Am I hopeful? 100%. Am I optimistic? That's where it gets a little dicey. It's really depending on how successful this city is. I'm confident in this city through and through at this point. It's just making sure that we stay on top of stuff. That's really all that it is. We're working right now. The updates have been relatively slow for this last week or so because of the fact that there are just some bugs and framework issues that have to be addressed first. Have to. We cannot afford to be bringing in new content without first refining the problems that are existing right now. It would be really irresponsible. So I'm very optimistic in terms of where the city is heading. I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to bring in a new generation, but we'll see. We'll just have to see. Yeah. Let's see. What else? What rank, in your opinion, is the most solid rank possible? Not too good, not too bad, but just right to be at, and where you can still grind to the next rank. Colonel. Colonel. Colonel is the best rank to be at. I swear. Colonel is the best rank to be at. You're grinding for general, it could take you years. It could take you a year. It could take you 4 months. You don't know, but you're trying. And on top of that, you have so much authority and you have the ability to impact this community. The Colonel rank is top tier, man. Top tier. I say that as someone who was Colonel for 2 years. Gets a little painful at times, I'll tell you that much. But in terms of the most solid all-around rank, it's Colonel. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't say corporal. Don't say sergeant. Nothing. It's Colonel. Colonel's the best rank. Why did you block Cowboy on Discord? I am not going to discuss Cowboy in this Q&A. I promise you. I am keeping that man's name out of my mouth. I suggest you do the same. Posted dog pictures in Empire Watch on the VCN. Okay, I will look at that later. Onyx Realm. Just a reminder, General Mallon said I would never graduate. Never graduate VC, and I made a bet saying I would. Is that bet still on? Mallard, you scamming him?
I made no such bet.
Wow. Wow.
But I stand by my statement.
Flat out denying it. Fino asked for height and body weight. I'm 5'11", and the last time I weighed myself, which was about a month ago, was like 180. 185. Maybe. I think it was 185.
5'11"
I'm
point and laugh.
Mallard saying that as he's 5'4".
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, by my missing poster, you were
I'm
5'6".
6 foot.
Dude, Flatcon.
Wait, you
We're
should
gonna-
send
we're
the
gonna-
missing
we're gonna-
poster though.
We're gonna talk. I'll send the missing poster. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I love that thing, dude.
Their sword pack. It's got me.
Let me. It's in my camera roll. Okay. There you go. There it is.
I'm afraid.
You could have done more with the full name, but whatever. It's fine. Dude, I am not going into all of my gym stats with you guys. I feel very self-conscious. Please stop. Please stop. I will send gym progress updates as we go, but for right now, I feel a little self-conscious. Okay. What rank can I buy for 24 million VIX? You can get a high-class citizen. Can you give me context as to what 113.26 means? That's the score that everybody was trumpeting around for the CSP war. Now, I ain't gonna get into my personal beef with it, but All I'm saying is there's a reason why it stops. We were at like 113-2, and we got like 24 wins in the span of like 2 days, and they called it quits. So I'm just saying, give it another week. That would have been like 113 to like 94. So that's my personal beef with it. I'm not gonna get too heated over it because it's been like what 5 years now. But wow, 5 years.
Really hasn't been that long ago, has it?
It has. It was summer of 2017.
Time flies.
I need to get off the gate. I need to get out of here. Oh my god.
No, he's staying here forever.
Okay. Any more divisions being added to the military? I'm not gonna say yes or no, but I'm excited. I'm
Imagine the
excited
bar.
for potential. There's so much potential. So, as of right now, Actraz, I will go on record saying no.
I'm telling you right now, Actors is saying that simply because he's wanting to ask about the Grey Knights.
Okay, Grey Knights is like banished into the Shadow Realm. Anyways,
And now he's bagging my DMs. You're blocked.
he's lying. He's not 6 foot. I didn't say I was 6 foot, Death Cheeks. Why?
He's talking about me.
Dude. Oh. Right. That makes sense. 5'4". What is your opinion on the news video that the Vectorian Broadcasting Network released? I'm such a fan, dude. Please start posting more. I'm so serious. I want to see more of that stuff. It's so cool.
One more coming soon, by the way.
I'm so excited to see that type of stuff, dude. You think 2017 makes you feel old? I got told by no one that they were 2 years old when I joined back. True. Clan boomers in here. Okay, do we have any more like actual serious questions? We have 62 people in here that can ask questions, and another like 80 people that are watching the stream. So
I think the Q&A has actually gone on for quite a bit.
it's been an hour and 15, which I'm okay with as long as there's actual questions and y'all are having a fun time. If it's dead, then I ain't gonna worry about it. We'll just end it. But
Triad, huh? Can we get triad stringers? What does that even mean?
yes, Racer, the Department of Truth. Will you ever join us on Planet Side? I looked at that I looked at that list of people, Surfer. There's like maybe 2 people that I can get along with in there. Maybe. Community Department Virac racing tonight. Oh, not tonight, but just night in general. That'd be funny, but not through Atlee or Novarsk. Needs to actually have like wide roads.
Alpha. There is a ribbon for media that's under the development decorations, but unfortunately, that does require Shadow's approval. So
There's a Big Time Rush concert.
They're still alive?
What? What are we talking about? What? Big Time Rush?
Big Time Rush? I thought it died after the Nickelodeon thing died.
What are we talking about with Big Time Rush?
That's what Shoku said. Maybe you're too like.
They
scrolled up or
came
something.
back? Let me look this up real quick.
Why do you know this?
Yeah, why does Shoku know this? Big Time Rush concert.
He's a part of it.
Big Time Rush. There's one in Tampa? No way. Wow, they're playing like 30 times.
Hey, what do they look like nowadays?
Probably old. Probably real old. They have Oh wow, they're going all throughout Florida. They got Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami, and Orlando. Bros are touring. No way. Anyways. Uh, will we see new uniforms in the near future? I cannot comment on this subject at this time.
See the previous response on that.
Yes. Can I get my custom weaponry back at SMO? I missed my STA 55. Back at SMO? We don't really use SMO besides RVB. So, it'd be kind of a waste of time. But I won't say no, but I won't say yes. It's just up to SCT. I don't really care about RVs getting that type of stuff as long as it's just not excessive. What do you think about a Need for Speed series on Virac? That'd be funny. That'd be funny. The car physics are being redone though, so I'd wait till that's done.
My God.
Because then you'll see like actual like car accidents.
Oh, what?
I want to see cars flipping, getting in
Still
car
run
accidents
over
and flipping.
people, though?
Yeah,
It won't damage the
It's-
car?
it's just gonna be made more bearable.
Wait, what are you talking about, Zethel? Huh? What? Is this slander? Let me see.
What?
This Q&A has gone AWOL.
Let me see.
It always does towards the end. It's so funny. Could the Vactovian military defeat Homelander? Dude. Next question. Who would win, me versus you? 16, 6'4", 200 pounds and play
What are
rugby.
these
You're
questions?
a unit. You're 16 years old and you're offering to donate 2,000 USD to Stroud Arms. That's how I know you're lying. You're 24, 5'6", 250 pounds, and you play Roblox all day. That's definitely how it is. Let's see what else. Will guns can training be enabled in Vactovian facilities? Probably not. It's gonna get abused. What the hell is that?
Oh yeah, the Taser is like, you can have them. So then it started following me. So I tried to get away from me, and they wouldn't leave. That's your senator, by the way.
I hate this.
Anyways.
I really hate this. This
Where are
is
the
on stream,
Alfarius
by the
C's
way.
DTs? I don't care. I don't care.
I'm just letting you know we're still streaming.
My question: does Vactoria plan on having another rating challenge soon, including all of our bases? Couldn't say yes or no. Maybe, but what else? Do you think the gun system will ever be remade? Maybe not in the future, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. What else? Why do we allow citizens into the Senate? Representation, and we would be dumb to only have Vactovians also run the city part of it.
The whole point of the city is to act as its own little Vonation type community.
Yeah. I don't know what you're laughing at. I haven't looked yet.
Oh
but...
no. Oh no. Oh no.
I hear you, idiot.
Anyways, at this point, it's just kind of gone off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is, if y'all have any last little questions, I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to ask, and then
Yes.
after that, I'm honestly just gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'll be real. Thoughts on Minions: The Rise of Gru? I haven't seen it. Haven't seen Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Are you going to wear your suit when you do go and see it?
Yeah.
The trend. Yeah.
Yeah. Odds of me graduating, I'd say
Like what? If you
Pretty-
get the VAC again or what?
pretty good, man. Will a triangle room ever be made an actual triangle? What?
Wait.
What are
huh?
we talking about?
I think he's
Who's
talking about
involved?
the room in the palace.
How do you know about that?
He was at one of the.
Yeah, he was one of the
Balls.
beta testers. Yeah, we went to the ball.
Interesting.
He's drawing attention to the triangle room.
Is there any chance of Sol Imperialis budging on war negotiations, or they completely fell through? Dude, they kicked us out of that Discord.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
they kicked us
they
out of
did.
it,
Well, there you
and they Now I'm gonna read you an excerpt of the Emperor's last message. He sent a message after because there's only the Emperor in there with Sol. So this is the first time any of y'all are hearing this, okay? But this is directly from the Emperor. This is what he said to them. And I quote, "This was disappointing. I'm making a note here. Huge failure. It's hard to overstate how sad I am with this result. The Vactovian Empire, we fight other clans because we can. For the good of all of our members, except for the ones who have quit. But there's no reason to cry over every past mistake. We just keep on trying till Roblox shuts us down. And the raiding gets done, and we make a big city for the clans who are still active. I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed. Even though you ruined the war and kicked us out, and leaked our chat logs, and made public statements out of them. As I read, it hurt because I was so pleased for you. Now these soldiers form a beautiful line, and Virex out of beta, we released it on time. So I'm glad that we talked. Think of all the times we fought for the clans who are still active. Go ahead and kick us. I think I prefer not warring you. Maybe you'll find someone else to war. Maybe CSP. That was a joke. Fat chance. Anyway, you should see my birthday cake. It's so tasty and sweet. Look at me, still rambling when there's work to do. When I look at your clan, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've got developments to run. There are projects to be done on the clans who are still active. Believe me, VAC is still active. I'm leading, and I'm still active. I feel brilliant, and I'm still active. While Sol is dying, VAC will still be alive. And when it's dead, VAC will still be active. Still active, still active. And then he left.
Poet.
Every time that I y'all look, Gates, you remember what what message I posted in the lounge whenever we were talking about it real quick?
I legit almost opened the Vaughn.
Yeah, that would have been really bad. But like
It was a trick.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna post that chat log for all y'all to see. All I gotta say is Vactus has a very good sense of humor when it comes to stuff like this, because he knows that Sol's gonna die. He knows that Vax can continue on, and the fact that Sol thinks that they can actually succeed is comical in itself, especially at this point. Let's see. Anyways, at this point, when we'll call him. Okay, I'm not Alpha. Relax. Take a breather. Opinions on the new House of the Dragon show. I'm very much waiting. Anyways, at this point, I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. The Q&A part of it's pretty much done. Y'all can like ask questions as I go along with what I'm saying, but at this point, it's just talking. I feel bad for the community. I really feel bad for the community. Not just the people that are in VAC, because there are so many people that saw our war declaration with Sol and thought that the summer was going to be something good, and instead it turned out to be just a month wasted in negotiation. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the negotiation part of it specifically, just because I felt I felt like people have a very easy way of misrepresenting VAC if they use our track record. They use how we've negotiated in times past, and they use it against us. And they use precedents that have been set for years and spin it to be a thing of, oh well, it's a bad batch. The high command's out to get you, or high command's protecting people, or whatever it is, dude. And it's sad that I have to sit after all this time and talk about the state of where VAC is in a way that is so blunt and so apparent, and yet people just continue to spew shit. I think that's the one thing that really irks me. Um, the fact of the matter is, VAC wanted to go into a war with Seoul because we figured that it would finally be an event. It would finally be an event that we could all have a portion in. It's it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see what could have been, what likely should have been, but was robbed from the community because, simply put, egos could not be put to rest. Um, I share blame in this. I share blame in why the war fell through. I know that some things that I've said, some things that I entertained with whites was wrong. But I look at how open we were for the negotiations. I look at how open we were to making it work. And anytime that we weren't open, we had a strong sense of what we were saying was justified. And we could provide logical reasoning. And we could provide reasons for, why we were headstrong on certain things. Whereas when we tried to challenge whites on anything, it was, we see the logic, but that's your opinion. And my opinion is this. And you can see it in the chat logs. If you want to scroll through, if you want to go into the negotiation backlog and look up opinion, good luck, dude. It gave me a literal headache. Um, and he'll characterize it as outsmarting. He'll characterize it as, being outwitting VAC. I don't even know why he would characterize it as that, but at the end of the day, it's just being scummy. It's being flat out scummy and taking an event like this as a joke, promising basically the entire clan world something, and then robbing them from it because you think it's funny. I think that is rich in itself. I don't even want to address the disgusting claims that he made not too long ago about multiple people in VAC, because all that guy knows how to do is run his mouth and flip pancakes. It's all he knows how to do. It's really annoying to have to justify basic human decency with people because they're upset about their shitty clan position on Roblox. I think that's the number one thing that annoys me. I only really want to address the reality of the actual warfare part of it, because if you guys read the backlog, you know that it really wasn't much to do anyways with the war. They were very fixated on our policies and trying to get us to remove people and trying to get us to, do certain things, and we never really got to the war side of it, which is unfortunate. But I wish that there was a sense of decency when it came to, because I will preface this. I don't like whites. I don't like most of the Seoul High Command. I don't like most of Seoul. I will still treat you with respect. I will still at least talk with them as if they, are able and capable. But then whenever there gets to a point of irrational behavior and just devoid of logic, it's hard to justify to you all why the war fell through. It's really hard. It's I don't know what to tell you guys. And that's why I let the chat logs kind of speak for themselves, because rather than put up some giant thing of propaganda, um, I'd rather just you all see. And I think it speaks for itself. I think that the chat logs show who was being, irrational or childish at points. And I've learned a lot of lessons from this endeavor. I learned that even as a Supreme General, you can make mistakes. Even as a Supreme General, you can still have a lot of information and technique and diplomacy. The Emperor actually had a little bit of a sit down with me, and we talked about, you know, declaring war on Seoul didn't feel how it should. And what I mean by that is it felt like we were giving them free leniency and the freedom to behave however they wanted without any sort of check and balance. Um, and I should have realized, especially towards the beginning, that going against Seoul is essentially going up against some of the loudest and obnoxious people in the community and expecting them to be rational, expecting them to be um, decent people whenever going up against opposition, and that's just not the case. Um, it's annoying. I wish that there was a better resolution I could give to you all. And I am sorry. I'm sorry that I promised something and in return I got, you know, essentially just cucked by some random dude who has a god complex. It's tough. But we move and we learn and we move forward, and most of all, I think we improve. I want you all to understand and I guess realize that whichever side you're on, depending on, you know, if you're part of Soul, if you're part of VAC, the reality is it screwed both sides over. I hope you guys can see the effort that I put into it. The backlog is kind of my fail-safe to show you all that, yes, the result was nil, but the effort was there. It's I say with complete honesty that every single person in the high command loves this community so much, loves the foundation of this group so much that it honestly does transcend just like the Roblox portion of it. Like at the end of the day, yeah, it's a Roblox group. It's a Roblox, Roblox clanning game, whatever you want to call it, dude. At the end of the day, we're not doing this in a Roblox game right now. We're not talking like this in a Roblox game right now. We're not talking, I'm not talking to you all as part of role play. This is us. And I hope that you all can see, especially with the amount of effort that goes into it daily, that this community is not something that the generals especially will ever give up on. And yeah, we make mistakes. You guys have seen it, but we make mistakes, but we always try and improve on them and learn from them. And I hope that that is enough a testament to you all that we can make this work. Um, it's very easy to demonize and villainize VAC, especially the high command. I mean, shit, we're sitting in the hot seat at the end of the day. Everybody can look to us and can critique us and can honestly shit on us. They can do it whenever they want without any repercussion. And you guys probably hear a whole bunch about us. You hear a whole bunch of claims, whole bunch of allegations, whole bunch of things that either people clue into themselves and they're like, oh, you know what? That sounds good. That's going to shit on them. And they spread it. They don't look deeper into it. They don't check in with anybody, nothing. They run with a story and they use that as the foundation for everything. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about misinformation is you are not just people aren't just throwing claims out there. They're throwing it out there and trying to destroy people's reputation because they're upset. And hopefully you all understand, especially the people that are listening to this, that it's not a joke, dude. It's not something that is easy to go against. Um, there shouldn't be a portion in people's time on this game where they have to worry about whether or not their position in a vac or in a clan game is going to impede into their real life. And I say that personally too. I think out of every single person that's in here listening to this on the stage, whatever it is, I'm the one that's been affected the most by it. And I don't claim myself to be a victim. I don't try and peddle it as, some sort of talking point as to why I deserve sympathy or anything like that, but it's the truth. People have taken my name, they've thrown it in the dirt, they've sent stuff to my old house, they sent all types of nasty stuff. I had somebody in the community who is still going around today contact the police in my town actually, and said that I was a threat to my school at the time. I was in high school at the time. They essentially called in a fake bomb threat, which is absurd. To be 17 on this game, 18 on this game, and have people in the community think that it's okay to do that type of thing is absurd. And it won't happen to just me. It's more than just me. It's more than just, one or two people. People get doxxed in this community every day. They get humiliated every day. They get, their reputation slandered so hard on this game. The next time that one of you guys, especially, and I don't say this to be in a point of self-righteousness or whatever, that, I'm the ultimate authority on it, but whether you stay in VAC or not, whether you go to another community or not, the next time that you start to harass somebody on a personal level, it's not just a matter of doing it to be funny, because it's not funny for them. People have quit this game. People have had their livelihood ruined, actually, off of allegations, off of a committee of sorts that basically doesn't have any entitlement or right to make the damning decision on whether or not somebody is guilty of something. And the most that we can do, the legates within this community, to help you guys out, and whenever we are presented with these really uncomfortable cases, is to do the best we can to not falsely label somebody, to not ruin their experience on this game and paint them as something that they're not. We do mess up. We make mistakes. We've done it before. We've labeled people incorrectly. Hell, I was incorrectly labeled. Do I hold any vengeance on that? Do I scorn people for that? No. Shit happens. But as a legate, speaking as the head of the council, speaking as head of the military, speaking as speaker of the Senate, whatever it is the goal and mission to do what is morally correct, but also understand the demographic that is this community. We can't afford to go around throwing around allegations and be irresponsible with it. Other communities, doesn't matter as much. Their voice isn't as big. Clans like Soul, they throw out allegations all day. Their voice isn't as big. The moment that we put something down, there's a reason why Valania, for example, knows that if VAC unblacklists them, they get their footing back in the clan community. They get their spot back. We hold it such a high responsibility on this game that the moment that we start to the moment that we fail, or the moment that we are hesitant on something, or the moment that we try to apply caution, everybody is going to rush and try and make us the villain. And I want you all to understand that things are not as black and white as they seem. People will try and paint that they are on a quote righteous path, or say that what they are doing is for the good of the the clan world or whatever, or that people are bad people. um and there are some really bad people on this game, but it took time, and it took proper analysis, and it took overwhelming evidence, and you know it took so many factors to make that happen. And even still, you see people like Ron still in groups every day. Commando Jesus, you see him in groups every day. Hell, I mean, it's been a back and forth with Soul as to whether or not he's even allowed in. I've seen him in the enlisted rank. I've seen him in the trooper rank. He was in their main group at one point. Now he's out of it again. Now he's in it again. It's wishy-washy. So anybody who comes to you saying that they're the most righteous, or that they have the authority to do something, or that every decision that they make is just, they're lying to your face. I am telling you, as somebody who has made countless mistakes, as somebody who has had to bear witness to mistakes under, not under my administration, but administrations before, there's not one singular administration on this game that is um, without fault. And yeah, it sucks. Let me tab in real quick. I appreciate that, Vite. I really do. Really do. But there's a lot more that I can talk about. I really do enjoy getting to speak my piece on something, especially in the context that most people are ignorant on this platform. Very ignorant. I'm thankful that there's a community that we can turn to, that we can not have loyalty bearing to us, but all of us with our loyalty and our activity and our our time spent on this game towards one singular cause. I don't expect any of you guys to ever hold allegiance to any person in the council. That should never be the case. But holding allegiance to an institution is a different story. I think that's something that really helps. I think it's something really special. I don't want to go on too big of a rant about Soul. I'll just sound like them. They're literal VAC fanboys when you get down to it. If you listen to their podcast earlier today, I popped in for a little bit, but they had dudes like it's a certain retired Vectovian throwing around a lot of claims, which is being dealt with. You had whites, calling people flat out pedophiles. You had whites flat out saying that, um, his group is more righteous and more holy, or whatever you want to call it, than VAC. It's just delusional, man. It's so delusional. He talks about people taking the game too seriously, but then he teeters between, okay, do I want to fuck over an entire community event that would affect hundreds of people, or do I want to play serious role player and say that everything is holy and I have my divine right to do certain things? He can't get his story straight, not to save his life. it's really disappointing to see somebody in such a position of power that could be so delusional, so lacking in critical thinking skills, so lacking in the ability to compromise, so lacking in just flat out leadership. Um, the entire premise of Sol Imperialis is built on the foundation of just flat out propaganda. It's the only reason it gained traction in the beginning is because you had influential people like Ghost, Drainsick, etc., who all sat there and preached that Sol was the best thing on the game. It's all that it was. It's all a propaganda measure. Every person that's been in Sol has been party to it. You fell for the propaganda. You fell for the idea that Sol is going to be something that's amazing. It's not. They will never speak to you as real as honestly Vac does during these Q&As. All they know how to do is slander. All they know how to do is talk shit. They're not about any action. They're not about any sort of result. That's all it is. At the end of the day. And Vactus was right. We'll still be active. We'll still be here. We'll still be moving forward. Yeah, Sol's really, I don't know. I hate having their name in my mouth. I hate it because all that it does is just perpetuate the same cycle of drama, which is all that they wanted. So, um, I want everybody in here to know that um, this council is here to stay, and we're here to help this community. We're here to grow this community. We're here to see this community eventually take our places. Um, if you have any sort of problem, concern, etc., you have 11 people who all have a voice on that council who can bring up an issue. Everything that you deem to be an issue, you have so many people here that can either climb the chain of command to tell people the right things, or people who are in directly direct seats. There's your voice will always be heard here. It's never going to be an issue. I think the future is very bright for us. I think that there will not go another day on this platform where VAC is not the best in every category. I think that if every single person in this community dedicates themselves to this community, whether it be through internal events, whether through your own progression, whether it be through being a leader, whatever it is you want to do, sky's the limit, dude. Tell you that right now. And so narrow-minded. People don't give VAC the chance that it deserves, and the people that do never regret it. People always say that their time in VAC was the best time that they've had. Anything else, it gets real dicey. Every person in the Legate Council, they're biased. I'm biased. That my time in VAC has been nothing but the best. I mean, hell, I've been in VAC for this time around 4 years. The time before, 2 years. So take it how you will. We're going to be doing more Q&A sessions. I do them once a month. I usually do them at the beginning of every month. I hope that you guys had some questions answered. I hope that the perspective that we gave was something that you guys can retain and enjoy. There's going to be a lot more on the horizon. I'm excited. I'm so excited for you guys to see. hopefully you guys enjoyed the Q&A. I hope that you had a fun time, whether it be talking about random shit, talking about my cats, or um, talking about serious things. Whatever it is, just know that this community is here to stay. Just know that this community will continue to be the pinnacle, and I invite all of you to be a part of it for a long time. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. So, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stage. I hope that you all had a great time, and as far as the Q&A goes, I'll see you guys next month. Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.